Good morning, seamen. It's your boy, Mr. Baby Handsome, and this is our guide for deep sea trawling. I'd highly recommend having 84 sailing as it does unlock basically all the best facilities for your fishing boat. And if you haven't seen my video on how to make a fishing boat, go check that out now. I go through the best layout available. And you're also going to have 69 to 91 fishing depending on which fish you want to catch. With that out of the way, let's go into our crew management. We do want to have 3 crew at a time, which does require 70 sailing. The first crew member is going to have high helmsmanship, so Spotter Virginia or your boy ex-captain Syad at 3 is going to be totally fine. They're going to be basically controlling and cruising around your boat while you're fishing. And then the next 2 crewmates are going to prioritize deck handiness, so Jolly Jim and Cabin Boy Jenkins both have 4. And then for our inventory, we want to bring in some bait. So we're going to be bringing in some fine fish offcuts for the higher tier fish and then regular fish offcuts for the lower tier fish. You can get these by using a knife on any type of fish. And then you also want to bring in some fish crates. These hold 10 fish at a time, which maximizes your cargo hold. So if you have a cargo hold with 200 spaces, you can actually hold 2,000 fish on your boat with these fish crates. They're really easy to make. You just want to basically make these camphor crates by using a camphor log on a chisel with adamantite nails and a hammer in your inventory. That should make you 1 camphor crate. And then you can buy a bunch of these ice coolers from any Slayer Master and then just use those on your camphor crates to make the fish crates. And yeah, it's essentially it. We're also going to be bringing in a couple items here if you want to bring them for those giant clams for the Ocean Encounters log. But yeah, it's going to be your inventory setup. Let's head on over to our boat and then show you exactly the basics of deep sea trawling. Alrighty, gentlemen, we're now on our boat. We can click quick deposit on our cargo hold to drop off our bait in the fish crates. These fill up automatically in here, so you don't have to worry about them. And then for our crew, we're going to go into the sailing tab and assign our girl Spotter Virginia on the helm. For the chump spreader, I'm going to assign a Cabin Boy Jenkins. And then for the last trawling net on the left-hand side, I'm going to throw on Jolly Jim as we're going to be manning the one on the right-hand side. You can't spam click this to increase your catch rate, which we'll discuss in a sec, but it's going to be a lot easier on this side as opposed to that side, so you're not clicking through the sails and other facilities. There's also an option to have 2 crewmates on either trawling nets and then do some rod fishing and actually bring a rod with you, but I tried it. It's absolutely trash. I would not recommend it. You catch a lot less fish per hour as compared to if you had 1 crewmate on this side and then you on the other trawling net. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I would not recommend rod fishing while doing deep sea trawling. And that's going to be it. That's going to be your best in-slot setup. And then as for the actual deep sea fishing, what you basically do is you lower and raise your net depending on where the fish are located and what depths they're at. Currently, for plugins, there's no plugin available for trawling while I'm making this video. Hopefully that changes by the time you watch this. But until then, what we're actually going to do is we're going to set up some notifications using the WatchDog plugin. I do have all of my settings in the description. Simply go to that paste bin, copy and paste it, and then import it into the WatchDog plugin. You do need to download it on the plugin hub, but yeah, it's going to give you some really nice overhead notifications on when you're too shallow, when you're at the correct depth, as well as if you're too deep. It's going to make trawling a lot easier. So yeah, download that, get that set up, and then let's go on and head over to our first shoal. If you have a Fathom Pearl or a Fathom Stone, you can click Quick Locate essentially anywhere on the ship, which is really nice. But if you don't have one, that's totally fine. These fish basically follow the exact same path every single time, which you'll see later on in this video. So yeah, if you don't have a Fathom Pearl or Fathom Stone, just drive out to where the path is located and then look out for these shoals. The first thing I like to do right away is actually tag these. You can see they have a really big tag here, which is actually really nice. You can follow along this tag, and how you do it is you're going to shift right click and then mark the object with Object Markers plugin. So let's do that. Mark object. The first marking is going to look really weird, so we're going to do it again and then do mark style to tile and then swap the mark border color to whatever you'd like. For the rarer fish like the shimmering shoals, I actually like to swap them over to the purple color just so they look rarer. I don't know, it's just personal preference, but you can also do that if you'd like. So yeah, swap it back over to blue, and then what you're going to do is you're going to basically just drive around. They do have a pretty big radius here, so we can even catch outside of this tile. And you can see the plugins working in the background here. When we're at the correct depth, they will tell us if we're too deep. It's also going to give us a notification, and then if we're too shallow as well, it will tell us overhead. That's why I highly recommend getting that plugin set up, so you don't have to worry about what these waves are looking like and what depths they're at in the description here. Obviously, if you're a mobile user, you won't be able to access that plugin. Hey, we got a nice little rare shimmering shoal here. But yeah, if you're a mobile user, there is a way to tell what depth they're at. I will throw up some pictures on the screen to see what waves look like for the shallow, the moderate, and the deep depths. And it also tells you in the description as well. So just keep an eye out for that if you don't have the WatchDog plugin. And yeah, that's basically it for the basics of deep sea trawling. You're going to be following along this path. Copy all of the ground markers that I have in the description. We got to pull up our nets here and then just import them by right clicking on the world map in the top corner and then do import. And it's going to give you the exact path that you want to go on. They typically stop for, I think it's between a minute 30 for the krill, all the way down to 30 seconds for the marlin at all these different locations. And when they stop, you can just go AFK. At the halfway point here, they sometimes will lower or raise their depth. So we'll see right here, now we're too shallow. We'll drop our nets. And then, yeah, that's essentially it. We're just going to continue on with these pathways and then just stop when you stop and then lower and raise your nets depending on their depth. With that out of the way, let's go into every single shoal type and show you exactly what the best locations are. Some locations will have monsters, so just keep that in mind, where others won't. But we have found all of the best locations for each fish type. So yeah, let's head on over to giant krill and show you exactly what that path is going to look like. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is actually spam clicking your trawling nets. This actually increases the catch rate by basically double. It changes the cycle from 4 ticks all the way down to 2 ticks. So yeah, essentially doubling your catches on this trawling nets. But yeah, keep that in mind if you want to be a little bit more efficient and catch more fish per hour. The best location for giant krill is going to be east of pest control. So head on over to the Void Knight outposts and they're going to be located in this area. So yeah, let's jump into our boats and head on over. All right, there they are. The nice thing about giant krill is that they actually stay at the exact same depth at all times. So they're always going to be at the shallow depth. You don't have to change your depths at all while fishing these. And they also stay at these locations for a minute 30 at a time. So they can be super AFK unless you're obviously clicking on the net. But yeah, it's essentially it for giant krill. They do follow this very easy pathway in this area. The other 2 locations, you do get hit by tiger sharks. So I'd recommend only coming to this location. But yeah, let's fast forward here. And yeah, you can see this is going to be the pathway that they're going to go around. They're just going to keep going around in this direction. I'm not going to go through the entire course here, but yeah, let's head on over to Haddock. The best location for Haddock is going to be south of Aldrin. So teleport your boat over here, and then it's going to be right in this area around here, just south of the shimmering atoll. So yeah, let's jump into our boats and head down. All right, there we go. There is the shoal. Let's slow down quick. And yeah, haddock are the exact same as giant krill. They're going to stay at the exact same depth as well, so you don't have to worry about lowering and raising your nets. They do stay here for a minute at a time, so a little bit less AFK compared to giant krill. But yeah, let's go through the entire route and show you exactly where to go. It does overlap here a little bit, but we're going to be crossing in and going on the inside here. Make sure to tuck in to ignore the pygmy kraken as well as the great white shark. And then we're going to be turning around here and then looping back forward. Crosses over again here, and then we're just going to be looping on the outside of this area. And there we go. That should be a full loop. Let's head on over to Yellowfin next. The best location for Yellowfin is going to be right next to Deep Fin Point. They're going to be doing a figure 8 around this island. So yeah, let's head into our boats and go and find the shoal. All right, here we go. Yellowfin do have 2 depths now, so just keep that in mind. You will have to actually raise and lower your net. They will be on the shallow depth as well as the moderate depth. Whenever they change locations and stop at a new location, they're actually going to bring up their nets or bring up their depth. And then at the halfway point, every time they stop, they're going to lower and go deeper into the water. So yeah, let's go to the next location and show you what that looks like. All right, now that we've stopped, they're going to pull up. So let's bring our nets up. Now we're at the correct depth. And And now at the halfway point, they should go down. So now we're too shallow. And there we go. That's essentially all you have to know about yellowfin. Let's go around and show you the exact route. We do have a bit of overlap here. Both of these stopping points will go up and to the right. And we already went up to the left, so now we're going to be heading over to the right-hand side. And then here's that overlap. Let's go back up again. And this time we're going to go over to the left where we originally started, and that's essentially the route. Next up, we have halibut and bluefin. Both of these are located south of Deep Fin Point, so head all the way down here. Halibut's going to be in this location, and then bluefin are going to be in this location. You will need to have an adamant helm in order to go through this tangled kelp, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, let's jump into our boat and head down. Here we go. Halibuts and yellowfin are basically going to be the exact same, so they're only going to be at the two same depths, so shallow and moderate. So once you get here, we can see we're already too deep. Let's pull up, and then at the halfway mark, they're going to go down again. So here we go, too shallow. And yeah, every time they stop, they're going to basically go back up, and then at the halfway point, they're going to go back down. So exact same as yellowfin. Let's go through this route. This one is pretty windy, so yeah, let's get it started. We're going to loop left here and then do a big U-turn. And then we're going to head up. Then we're going to turn in to the right. And there we go. That's going to be your loop for halibut. Let's head on over to bluefin and show you exactly what that one's going to look like. Bluefin are going to be located to the south of Deep Fin Point, like we said. So teleport over here and then go all the way down near the Sun Bleak Island. And yeah, we do have some right in front of us. They do actually have 3 different depths. They're going to be the first fish that does have 3 depths along with Marlin. So yeah, when they stop, they are going to change their depth. So right here, we're going to stop. And let's see, where do they go? They're too shallow now, so let's bring our nets down. And then when they get to the halfway point, they're also going to change their depths. So we're already at the deepest depth right now. Deepest depth. So at the halfway point, we're actually going to be pulling up. And yeah, every time they get to the halfway, they're going to change depths. And then every time they stop, they're also going to change depths. Very similar to the other fish. So here we go. We're too deep. Let's pull up. And yeah, it's essentially it for bluefin. Let's go around and show you the pathway. And there we go. That should be a full rotation. And now let's head over to Marlin. The best location for Marlin is going to be north of Weiss. So teleport over to Weiss and then head north. They're going to be located around this island. So yeah, let's jump into our boats and go and find them. Hey, there they are. Let's turn around quick. And yeah, Marlin are going to be super fast. They only wait at these locations for 30 seconds at a time, and then they rotate over to the next one. We're too shallow here, so let's drop our depth. And yeah, Marlin will have 3 depths as well, shallow, moderate, and deep. Every time it gets to the halfway point, they're going to change their depth here, so we're going to have to raise our nets. And then every time they rotate and set at another location, they're also going to change their depths. So yeah, just keep that in mind. They do have 30 seconds, like I said, per location, so let's actually follow along with this Marlin and do a full rotation. We do have some rapids here, so if you do complete the charting in this sea, then you will actually unlock those. So it is a nice little upgrade in this area. clue turtle coming up here. We'll have to leave that one. On this stretch, the marlin just absolutely speed up. Even with the rosewood ships, sometimes they outpace you. So yeah, with ironwood and the camphor, you actually will fall behind a bit here, but it's totally fine. You can still catch up with them after when they stop. So yeah, let's keep it going. At this next stop, you will have some armored kraken that will attack you. I would recommend having a rune or addy keel just to tank this up, but overall they don't deal too much damage, so don't worry about it that much. And there we go. I believe that was going to be a full rotation. I can't remember where we started, but yeah, that's it for Marlin. And that is it for our deep sea trawling guide. If you guys learned anything, please leave a like, a comment, and a sub below. It significantly helps the channel. This one took us quite some time to edit, as well as mark all of these ground markers for you. So yeah, I would highly appreciate if you guys could leave a like and a comment below. But yeah, that's it from me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys. Peace.